Hey guys, we're back with another video. I had tried to make this video the other day and something happened. It didn't work, so I'm a little bit behind on my the schedule I wanted to be on of making videos. A week in between. So, but anyway, glad to be able to come back and share something that's been on my heart. I've been thinking about different things that I want to share on this channel, and one of the things that I want to share is this week I want to talk about the top 5 mistakes that I wish I hadn't made in my finances with my business. And so things that if I could go back in time, I would change. All of us wish we had a time machine. We wish we could go back. We wish we could change things, and it's not possible. It's just we can't go back and do things differently. But there's some things that I wish I could go back and change. And the first one I want to talk about is I had the wrong mindset. And so I'll give you a little story, and this will kind of show you what I mean by the wrong mindset. Growing up, my parents and grandparents, they owned a mobile home park. So I kind of grew up around real estate, around investment properties. And so it was something that I always, I was around it all the time. I would spend my Saturdays mowing grass. Mobile home park was a 16-unit mobile home park, so it had 16 mobile homes. And one of my jobs growing up, at 14, 15, 16 years old, was to mow the mobile home park every Saturday morning during the summer. And it's not something I really particularly enjoyed. But, I did it, I would help my grandpa and my dad on the mobile homes. When things would break, they would go in and fix it. And they would do this, and they would, want me to help. And I remember one time I asked my grandpa, I said, what am I getting out of this? What are you going to pay me? I was kind of joking, And he kind of looked at me, he wasn't joking, he wasn't joking, but he looked at me and said, you take violin lessons every week. We go on vacations. You get all, anything that you need, clothes or whatever, musical instruments, because I, play musical instruments. So he said, all those things, you enjoy those, right? And I said, yeah. He said, this business pays for that. He said, that's your pay. And so it kind of put it in perspective for me that I was getting paid, but just maybe not the way I wanted to get paid. I wanted him to physically give me a paycheck, and that's not how it worked, But my mindset at around the age of 18, 19, my parents and grandparents came to me and said, we're thinking about selling the mobile home park. Do you want it? Are you going to want the mobile home park at some point in the future? If so, we're going to keep it. And my mindset at the time was, I didn't want no mobile home park. I didn't want to have to deal with, all these different things. I didn't see the value in this business that my grandparents, my parents and grandparents had built together. I didn't see the value in it. So I said, no, I don't want that thing. You can get rid of it. They sold it. I could have, took it over. When I got, a couple years old, I could have took it over. I could have, just paid them what they needed to live off of each month, and I could have had, all of my bills paid. It could have been mine for the rest of my life, and I could have passed it on to my kids and grandkids, but you can't cry over spilled milk. You can't sit here and think, I wish I would have, I wish I had done this, I wish I'd have done that. You know, but what I did do is I took that and, later on in life, I said, I would love to have rental property like my parents and grandparents had. And I said, I'm going to start buying rental properties. And so in a weird way, to circle back, it kind of inspired me. That mistake inspired me to, to now have rental properties and, to have the mindset now. I have the mindset that I'm going to buy more rental properties. I'm going to create this, this portfolio, this wealth building tool. This is what I'm going to do now, so that I can, utilize this in the future to, retire early, give something to my kids and grandkids, and so, like I said, I had the wrong mindset. Number two, a big mistake I made with money was getting into bad debt. Now, I don't want you to think that all debt is bad. I'm not, a Dave Ramsey where I'm like, you can't have any debt. You don't need to have debt on anything. But there is bad debt. Debt can be a tool. People don't realize how powerful of a tool debt is. I have debt on my rental properties, and I am working now to get out of some bad debt that I have, but I don't have a whole lot, but I have a little bit of bad debt. Credit card debt, cars, student loans, things of that nature. As soon as you can, get out of that bad debt, because that'll keep you away from building real wealth in the future. The next thing, number three, a mistake that I wish I could go back and make is not investing sooner. And it kind of goes back to number one. It kind of goes back to the wrong mindset. But, when I was in my 20s, even some in my 30s, I didn't have the mindset of, investing. We talked about the last time on the last video about the difference between assets and liabilities. And, an asset is anything that puts money in your pocket. It can be anything. But as long as it's putting money in your pocket, then it's an asset. If it's taking money out of your pocket, then it's a liability. And so you gotta, your mindset needs to be, I'm going to put assets in my portfolio and I'm gonna limit my liabilities. And one thing you can do is if it is something you wanna buy that's gonna be a liability, get an asset that pays for your liability, right? If I want to buy a new car and I am going to have debt on it, then rather than going and getting the car first, go and get an asset that's going to pay for that liability month after month, right? So that's just an idea or tidbit that you can, but invest soon. The sooner you can get started in investing. We talked about last time about retirement accounts. The sooner you can start just, investing in, to a retirement account that, is going to build over time. Different ways you can invest. Real estate, there's tons of different ways you can invest, but get started in investing, and do it as soon as possible. Do it when you're, get something set up when you're 16, 17, 18. Don't wait until you're, in your late 30s, 40s, start investing now. Hey, you might be in your 30s or 40s. You may be watching this and you're in your 50s. That's okay. You can get started now, but the sooner you get started, the better. one thing that I did several years ago is I started what's called an Acorns account. Acorns is they just basically take the change. If you go to buy a cup of coffee and the coffee is $3 or whatever it is, let's say $3.25, just to make it simple. Well, to make it $4 be 75 cents extra, right? They take that 75 cents, they charge it, and they put that money in your Acorns account. And what happens is that money, they take it and they invest it for you into stocks and ETFs and all different kinds of, all different kinds of investments. They invest that for you. And I can go on my Acorns account right now, and it's built up to probably about $2,000 or something like that. It's not a whole lot, but it's extra. It's extra money that is sitting in an account that sometimes I don't even think about it, but it's there, right? And it's building, it's growing. So start investing sooner. It's one thing I wish I could do. Number 4, another one is not knowing where my money was going. I spent a lot of time, just blindly, spending money and not knowing where my money's going, and at the end of the month saying, where did all my money go? Well, if you track it, anything you track, you have the control over. If you track it, if you track your spending, if you track your investments, anything you track, you're able to keep a handle on. You're able to see it, and it makes it a whole lot easier to do it that way. It's really good to if you're gonna buy your coffee, or you're gonna buy go out and shopping or whatever, give yourself an allowance in cash, not a card, but in cash, because with cash you see that coming out of your wallet. You know how much you got left. When you have a card, it's so easy to just swipe it, keep going. Have a cash allowance that you give yourself out of your money each month, and you can use that, and then after that's gone, that's it. I don't get no more, right? And then the number 5, the last one, the mistake I wish I could go back and correct, is keeping up with the Joneses. This is a big pitfall when it comes to your wealth journey, is trying to keep up with the Joneses, or keep up with what these people have, what those people have. It's easy to fall into this. You see what other people have, and you're like, man, I wish I had that. I want that. And it's so easy to, fall into that trap of keeping up with the Joneses. But the best thing you can do is, kick that to the curb as soon as possible. I don't need, make it fun. I've started making it fun. Like, I want to have the cheapest iPhone possible. Just I don't want the most expensive. I want the cheapest one. How cheap can I make it, right? I don't want a car. I don't want a brand new car anymore. I want to shop around and get I want to pay cash for my next car, and I want it to be something that, has a few miles on it, but, it still looks nice, still, clean, and has, whoever's had it has taken good care of it, but I don't need the next latest and greatest. I want to invest my money. I want assets, not liabilities. And I don't want to fall into this pitfall of the Joneses. So keeping up with the Joneses. So these are 5 things that I wish I could go back and change. If I could get in a time machine, Back to the Future, get in a DeLorean and go back to, the early 2000s, and talk to my 16, 17-year-old self, 18-year-old self, and I could say, hey, look, this is the things that will help you when you get to be 40. If I could have talked, 20-year-old Josh into some of these things, I would be so much better off. But, I can't do that. But I can, starting now, I can do what I need to do to build my wealth, from now on. And this is a journey I'm going to stay on, and I'm going to, I want you to come with me on it. Let's do this together. And I hope this video helped. Like I've said in the past few videos, it helps so much for you to, like this video, subscribe to the channel. I know it's so cliche, subscribe to my channel, like this video, share this video, but it really does help. And I want this channel to be able to help so many people. So the more we can share this, get people to subscribe, the further this thing is going to be able to go. And I want to be able to help you on your journey. So hope this helps. I'll see you on the next video.